So you survived that big 50-car pileup, did you?
I did, because I wasn't there. I was at work. But hey man, it's that time of year. I guess
Yeah.
you know, icy conditions, whiteout, blowing snow, all that crazy shit, yada yada yada, and somebody drove underneath the semi and died and fucked up a lot of people's days.
Yeah, but Wisconsin came through. I saw that the picture of the people tailgating at they got like the case of Miller Lite out there and they're drinking.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, see in Wisconsin, it gets cold and it gets snowy, so they tell you to pack like survival gear.
Essentials, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, essentials. Maybe some bottled water, a blanket, maybe some beef jerky, and maybe a case of Miller Lite, just in case you
You
get
never
stuck on the highway for 6 hours,
you
7 hours.
never know. Knowing Wisconsin, especially up north, there's probably some service at some motherfucker over the snowmobile. Zip zip,
Yeah, there
Oh,
was. Yeah, there's got. Yeah, they either got snowmobiles or side by sides or some sort of ATV, and they kind of go around and give people, either a blanket or food or water or whatever the fuck they may need. Because many years ago, there was another pile up on the interstate, and I mean, there was people literally fucking dying in their cars because they were freezing to death
yeah,
because they were running out of gas.
yeah.
They couldn't keep the car going. They didn't have a blanket. 9 times out of 10, I mean, I don't know how many people do we know that come up or that live up here that, there's, oh, well, I started the car, so it's already warm. It's only, a short jaunt to the car, to the fucking house or whatever. So I don't need a jacket.
Some of them wear shorts and fucking shorts year round too.
Well, legs don't get cold, bro. But yeah, I saw a guy in a t-shirt the other day get out of his car and run into the gas station. It's like, I get it. If you're in town, if you're not planning on traveling, okay, great. But yeah, if you're planning on leaving the city that you live in or town you live in, and you might want to think, hey, what happens if I hit a patch of ice, fucking go off the road into a tree? You know?
What people don't realize about Wisconsin is, I mean, the jokes are made. Yeah, Wisconsin out drinking your state since 1853, blah blah blah. They have no idea to what degree until you get to Wisconsin, because it's like a whole different drinking level in Wisconsin. And there's no words can't describe it. You have to experience it yourself or try to outdrink somebody from Wisconsin.
Well, the travelers found that out this past year.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Many
Shout out
people
to
have
the
found.
travelers. Shout out to Grizz.
Yeah, Grizz. Yeah, yeah. And Turtle, he's probably maybe he's probably 2 hours behind on something.
Well, I mean, those guys are badass. They plan on coming back up and yada yada yada. And we'd love to have them. They're fun. But yeah, I mean, we'll go next level real goddamn quick. They were acting
Yeah.
like they were, having the time of their lives. And I'm like, dude, this is every weekend up here, man. Like, is this?
Yeah, this is like a Tuesday, okay?
Yeah. I mean, fuck, dude.
I know.
Sometimes I need a break from my vacation,
Yeah, I know. Remember, I was at that expert level. I know all about how that works. But Wisconsin's known for something else. It's known for Harley Davidson motorcycles.
and cheese. But we'll talk about Harleys because
You
this is
like that?
the Cheese Eaters podcast. Yeah.
That segue, wasn't that good?
Oh, that was so smooth. I fucked it up. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Nah. Welcome to the shit show.
That's right.
But
Tank had this smooth transition. I came in just poo poo all over that motherfucker.
I know. Here I was fucking pulling the smooth criminal, man. I was in the zone. I was in the groove.
Nobody even knows whatever happened to fucking Janie. Is she okay? I don't know. She might be.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Bitch wouldn't shut up. Anyway, so yeah, you see Wisconsin CEO. I mean, Harley Davidson CEO. He's a young guy, right? He's been what, year and a half into the job now, 2 years maybe.
Wait, which one is this? Is this the guy or the girl?
Well, the guy CEO.
Oh, okay. Because I remember they had some chick in there running the show, didn't they? at some point?
Maybe head of marketing or something.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. They had to have a split tail doing something in there. But no, the CEO came out a couple weeks back. I was reading this article and he's talking about phasing out the V-twin combustion motorcycle engine in Harley by 2030. And that their aim is to go completely electric.
You know, if all this hype about electric vehicles, whether it's cars or bikes or trucks or whatever. Now, I understand there is a market for the cars. Obviously, Tesla is doing well. Elon Musk is slowly pissing off everybody in the world with all his money, which I personally love to see. I love watching rich people just going poo-poo all over the goddamn fucking...
He's not your normal rich guy either. That's what I like about him.
Trolls people.
Oh, yeah, lives in like a $50,000 house, you know, I mean...
Yeah. Like, he trolls people. Like, he trolled Bill Gates. He trolls everybody. You know, Jeff Bezos, all these people. He fucks with them on the internet. He's having fun. I love seeing that. And he's got like 10 baby mamas.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know that. That guy's just putting his seed everywhere. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm a billionaire. What do I care? I don't care.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, billionaires can do shit like that. I mean, you just drop Jeffrey Bezos' name right real quick. You realize Jeff Bezos has so much money that he is actually has built like the biggest cruise yacht in the world, and literally is having them replace a bridge. They're taking out a bridge so you can bring this yacht through and get it out into open seas, and then he's paying to have the new bridge put back in. It's like $1 billion type endeavor. Like, that's how much money he has. They're removing a bridge. Yes.
Here's how rich Jeff Bezos is. He got divorced. Gave his ex-wife a sum of money, which made her the richest woman in the world.
And barely touched what he had.
And he's still considered one of the richest people in the world. Yeah. That's how much money Jeff Bezos has.
Yeah. But all that aside, we'll get back to Elon. I got us off on a tangent. Far be it from us not to go down those rabbit holes. We do.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, I mean, electric vehicles. God, where do you start? Like,
with the motorcycle, with Harley Davidson, I didn't read the article. I typically don't give a flying fuck what they're doing because, you know, there's enough of them out there where I can live the rest of my life and always have a V-twin between my knees. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm never going to walk into Harley and buy a new bike because, well, truth be told, I know the secondhand market is where the real bargains are. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of get where they're coming from because you got states like California and whatever that are saying, oh, no, vehicles will be sold with a gasoline engine. They all have to be electric. Let's be honest. That's not going to happen. They can talk about it right now because they keep pushing that goalpost further and further away. You know, 2030, 2035. Listen, you can't do it. Okay?
The electrical grid alone can't handle the amount of vehicles that we would have on the road.
We can't mass produce batteries.
I know.
To the point, because, see, that's what everybody, when they talk about renewable energy, it's like, can you get solar energy? Absolutely. You absolutely can. Can you get wind? Absolutely. You absolutely can. But if it's not sunny and it's not windy, then you have no electricity. So you have to store this electricity for when it's not sunny and when it's not windy. That's where batteries come into play. In order to make these batteries, you got to use things like lithium. You got to use things like cobalt.
Cobalt, yep.
This is a mineral that is relatively rare compared to, say, oil or coal or a nuclear type thing, you know, whether it's a nuclear power plant or whatever. They're rare. So you got to dig them up out of the ground in these third world countries. I mean, shit. The top 3 of the 4 cobalt manufacturers are Chinese. They are literally using slave labor for all you woke people out there that aren't listening to this anyways, because I don't think any 6 of our listeners are woke, but if you happen to stumble on this and you're semi woke and you're mad about shit, but they're literally using slave labor to mine cobalt.
Well, and the equipment that they're using to mine it is diesel. It runs off of fossil fuels.
Yeah. How do you think it gets from Africa to China to the US?
Let alone, it's like, I don't know, I was reading it's like a 500,000 pounds of substrate Earth gets moved just to mine the minerals for like one battery. That's just one
It's in a
battery.
third world country. That environment doesn't count.
Okay. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What we call that, what's that? Applied hypocrisy, right?
Well, and that it's like China, I mean, they got all these factories and they're doing all these things. And there's certain parts of the country where you can't breathe outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, it's plastic straws that are killing the world. So we all have to use paper straws now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, what about them factories in China? Don't worry about those.
Yeah.
Fine.
Asian countries contribute to the most carbon pollution anyway, let alone, let's not even talk about the fact that we're carbon-based beings that live off of carbon, that breed carbon. They've actually got us to the point where they're saying carbon is bad. We're like,
well, there's carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. And,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
One makes the trees grow and one kills everything. But,
Yeah.
Look, when it comes to Harley Davidson, why is this CEO saying it? To get in the news, to get talked about, to get people in Gen Z or whatever the fuck generation he's going after, the young people in their 20s or whatever, get them all fired up about Harley Davidson. It's like, there's already a blueprint. It's already been laid out. Just follow that, man. Freedom, having a good time. And if you say young people aren't into that, bullshit. Yeah, I get it. Gen Z or whatever generation we're bitching about these days, I get it. The kids in their 20s are different than kids in their 20s 10 years ago or even 20 years ago. I get it. Makes sense. But you don't got to sell to everybody. You just got to sell enough. You know what I mean? And those kids that are fucking protesting, I don't know, whatever the hot, either climate change or throwing soup on paintings or whatever the fuck the new craze is, like, they're not going to buy a motorcycle anyways because they're scared to death of their own fucking shadow. Well, they're not going to fucking want to fucking mix it up on the highway with fucking cars and a fucking 2-wheel death machine. They're not going to want to do it.
They can't afford them anyway.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard when you still live in mom's basement bitching about how, capitalism is the enemy.
Well, what are they saying? 30 is the new 18 or something?
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But
I don't know. Well, think about electric vehicles. Think about, like, just talk, not even motorcycles, just electric vehicles in general. Yeah. So yesterday, 50-car pileup right up there in the Janesville Beloit area and I-90.
Yep.
Right. So all these people, what if those were all electric vehicles? What would they have done for heat? Makes you wonder. What are they? At least a combustion motor, until you run out of fuel, you can get the heat from the motor to stay warm. But it's not like you're getting that type of a range out of an electric vehicle either.
It's a lot easier to take a 20-gallon gas can to a car that ran out of gas trying to keep people fucking warm, say a family of 4, than it is to get a power charging station on the side of the interstate.
You can't get a 5 gallon bucket of electricity, right? Here, Go bring this 5-gallon bucket of electricity over here and pour it into that machine.
Where can I plug my Tesla in on the side of the interstate here while, they spend the next 6 hours trying to remove all these mangled vehicles?
It's all of it. There's not a lot of thought put into things. Illinois, about 15 years ago, Illinois put in LED stoplights. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And wintertime came around and this little phenomena happened where we'd get snowstorms and like the intersections became dangerous because depending on which way the wind blew and where the snow was, you couldn't see the stoplights because the old light bulbs were warm enough to be able to keep the snow melted so it stayed clear. They put the new LED bulbs in there. Suddenly we're coming up to intersections. They're like, who's got the green light? I don't know. I can't see it. There's snow up on that thing. And we're talking about one of, many that we could pinpoint out of these problems, these pitfalls that they didn't apparently think about. But then it begs the next question. Did they not think about them, or did they think about them to the point where that was the point of it all, to decrease our mobility, to take away more freedom?
Here's the thing. Politicians have only one job, and that's to get elected and reelected.
That's right.
That's it. That's their only job. Get elected, get reelected. Whatever they do while they're elected, they're doing in the hopes to be reelected. Okay. Illinois is a perfect example. They had a mass shooting, 4th of July last year, 2022, Highland Park, Illinois.
Well, that's yearly. That's yearly in Chicago at 4th of July. But yeah, you're right.
No, this wasn't in Chicago.
No, this specific one, Highland Park, a nice neighborhood.
Some whacked out fucking teenager dude, like 19 years old, who spent too much time online and went down the rabbit hole and came up crazier than shit. Went and bought some fucking gun and decided to be a rooftop fucking shooter and murked a bunch of people at a 4th of July parade. Okay. Tragedy. Sucks. Guy's a piece of shit. Fun fact, he also had plans to go to Madison, Wisconsin and changed his plans. I wonder why. Because we happen to be a concealed carry state, maybe. I don't know. Anyways. Just recently, they decided to ban all semi-automatic rifles in Illinois. You can't own them. You can't buy them. If you do own them now, you got to get them registered. Otherwise,
you're a criminal.
You're 10 years federal fucking crime. ATF. They got that brace, right? They got that thing where if you have a pistol, an AR pistol with a brace, if you don't get it registered as a short-barreled rifle, which you didn't have to do, then you're a criminal in 120 days. You're going to federal prison for 10 years. It's like having a fucking saw or a fucking PKM. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, no, these are evil now. Really? Because when I bought mine, allegedly, a few years ago, they were legal. But now they're not legal. Oh, okay. And all of this is to stop gun violence. California had 3 mass shootings.
In a
Those
weekend.
3 mass shootings, the shooter used a fucking handgun. Now, they say, well, it's the magazines. Why do these guys have high capacity magazines? When really, they're just standard capacity magazines, 15 or whatever, 16, whatever, type of gun you have. You only need 10 rounds. That's all you need. Well, some states say 8, and some states say 9, and yada, yada, yada. Look, crazy motherfuckers are going to do crazy fucking shit. So these politicians make these rules or these laws because they're trying to get reelected, because they want people to feel safe. And there's a difference between feeling safe and being safe. So when they decide, hey, we're going to make this law in the future that only electric vehicles can be on the road because we're going to save the earth. All right. One, we all know it is impossible. You can't make everything electric because, one, our power grid couldn't fucking charge them up. Right. 2, we couldn't even get the supply of the minerals it takes to put batteries in everything that moves around on Earth.
Number 3, I have to piss. Hold on.
So unprofessional.
What do you mean? I'm old. When it comes on, it comes on.
I want to get that checked out. All right, well, we'll pause and go be.
Much better.
Everything come out okay?
I just pissed about a gallon, but yeah.
Well,
my phone, I just turned it down, didn't realize ring was on. Yeah, I'm unprofessional, but we're not getting paid for this, so what the fuck?
I wish we were. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, right? Sure. All right. Yeah. And 3.
So anyways, So all this talk about electric vehicles and all these laws they're trying to make and all that, it's just pandering. It's pandering to a base. It's pandering to the American people. It's pandering to people in the middle, right? Because people on the left that are lefties, they're not going to vote for anybody on the right. And anybody on the right, the righties, aren't going to vote for anybody on the left. So you don't got to worry about those two. Because depending upon if you have a D or an R after your fucking name, you already got those people. Okay. So this whole electric bike, electric car, electric bullshit, man, it's never going to work because it's based on fucking politics, not reality.
Well,
yeah.
You're right. There is, I don't see a future without combustion motors. I mean, ergonomically speaking, they make the most sense. And aside from popular belief, the Earth renews the oil a lot quicker than they had said. And FYI, fun fact: oil didn't come from dinosaurs.
No, it's just organic matter, and it's been going on forever, and we're not going to run out.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Let's say you want to get rid of fossil fuel, right? Let's say you don't want to use gasoline or diesel. Okay. What are your options? People say electric. Well, yeah, but batteries and cobalt and the fact you're basically making toxic waste and putting it in a car that's going to not last forever. What are you going to do with it after it's done? Blah, blah, blah. Hydrogen. They made a car that ran on hydrogen. It's emitted water vapor. Zero, the whole thing, zero fucking footprint.
Mm-hmm.
They abandoned it. Why? Because of infrastructure. Because how do you get, all these hydrogen stations and hydrogen plants up and running as well as, say, gasoline?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's 4 gas stations within 50 yards of where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do you get rid of, or how do you build up an infrastructure of hydrogen and get everybody to switch over? You don't. But everybody's got a plug that they could plug in their car. And that's why they're like, well, fuck it. Then we're going electric. Everything's electric then. When it's not feasible. They didn't think ahead. Yeah, you got power stations outside of grocery stores and shit. You get, I can charge my car and I can run in and get groceries and everything's fine. That's great. If you're in town, bebopping around, 10-minute drive. Yeah, great. Fine. Awesome. Imagine if everybody had that. Well, you're going to need a lot more than 3 or 4 fucking charging stations, aren't you? So, Harley Davidson, they're just trying to make the news. They're just trying to fucking pander to the douchebag fucking environmentalist that probably wouldn't buy a fucking motorcycle any goddamn ways.
Yeah.
So what's going on with Janus motorcycles? What am I seeing out of Indiana? These guys are reproducing 1-cylinder motorcycles?
Well, they started out a couple of friends, and they used to refurbish like old pedal mopeds, like the old Pooks and Motobecans and all that, the old pedal style.
The shit they're riding around in Vietnam right now.
Yeah. All our old shit. Yeah, they started out building. It was a 50 cc called a Halcyon, or Halcyon, Halcyon. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I was public school. I have no idea.
It's got like a little Chinese motor in it, but all the rest of the parts, except the wheel hubs and the motor, come from China. The rest is all made locally, all machined locally and made locally. They've got they started out with a little 50 cc, got about 11 horsepower, went about a top speed of about 50 miles per hour, and now they're up to a 450 cc Halcyon, it's called. And it goes about 90 miles per hour. It's got like 17 horsepower. These little things. They look like the Harley Davidson from the 1920s. But they're new. They're pretty swank looking, man. Janus motorcycles. You have to check them out. JANUS. They got little panniers and stuff for them, and nice pinstriping, and it looks like something you'd buy 100 years ago, man.
Who would you market that to?
Yeah, well, you know what? That's a guy that's going to buy one of those. He already has a motorcycle collection.
So it's kind of a novelty.
I
Kind of
would
like God. Kind of like those city bikes, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like like Royal Enfield, right? They started making bikes again in India, and I think, well, shit, I think they might be the #1 bike seller in the world, Royal Enfield.
They are. They've actually got dealerships in America now too.
Yeah. Nobody rides them up here. I mean, yeah, if you're in India or China or some congested, overpopulated fucking area, and all you got to do is get from A to B, and your top speed is going to be like 10, then yeah, go ahead and get a Royal Enfield because, well, you know, they make fucking nothing for power, and sounds like Janus Motorcycles make nothing for power. But in America, we have a lot of open space, a lot of open road, you know? Yeah, if you live in the city of, like, say, Chicago, New York, LA, whatever, then yeah, if you're just bebopping around town, it makes sense. But I'm not going to buy one. How long would it take me to get from Wisconsin to fucking Kentucky on a goddamn Janus?
It'd take you a while, but it'd be a hell of a story, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I can make a story anyhow you look at it, but if I can't do fucking 80 down the interstate, it's kind of worthless, ain't it?
Yes, no, it depends on what type of person you are. I mean,
I
yeah,
suppose.
I agree, you know. When I get up on the highway, I want to get there. I want to get gone and get there quick. But
Or at least get there. I
yeah,
mean,
wow.
17 horsepower, right? I've seen these bikes. Anybody else listening to us? I don't know, my mom and like 4 people. Like, Google them. Janus Motorcycles, Janus, 17 horsepower. The bike looks like it's made out of steel and yada, 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 like an old school, early century in the 20th century motorcycle. I'm going to guarantee you that thing's got a top speed of maybe 50 if you're like, say, 150 to 200-pound rider.
They're
And you're not
saying
hauling a bunch of shit.
they're saying 90 miles per hour on these new 450s.
Bullshit.
I don't know. Just tell you what their website
Okay,
says.
fine. 90 miles an hour. I guarantee you that is wide open.
Oh, I'm sure. Wide open
Wide the
throttle.
fuck. That is as fast as you're going in the best part. I mean, no hills, flat surface, yada, yada, yada. Right? Now, they're gasoline, right?
Oh, yeah.
How big were those gas tanks?
Good question. Probably maybe 3 gallons tops.
Maybe. I was looking at them. I would say they're probably closer to 1.5 to 2. So, at 90 miles an hour, you are probably going to be burning up that gasoline relatively quickly. You're probably going to get, if you're lucky, maybe 80, maybe 100. You're going to have to stop for gas.
Yeah.
And chances are, if you're running an engine at its peak performance for an extended period of time, that is a big fucking, like I don't know, like it's a big strain on that engine.
Oh, yeah.
Every engine has a peak, right?
Mhm.
When you hear about, oh, my Harley made 30 horsepower, 50s, whatever, 150, yeah, it can do it. If you tried to do it all day, you would melt that fucker down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not made to do that.
Yeah.
Nothing is. How often do you go down the interstate and just fucking hold it wide open and go? You know what I mean? Like,
if I do it on my Evo, it feels like it's going to fall apart.
exactly.
Yeah.
If you do it on anything, it feels like it's going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Semis, I mean, they have a governor, so you can just do that, but that's not peak performance of the engine. That's just peak performance that they said you're allowed.
Yeah. The technology. Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah. They govern it for a reason,
Well, they govern it so fucking juiced up hillbillies don't try to fucking make it from Texarkana to fucking Georgia and fucking, you know, whatever. He's pounding down, keep them wheels trucking. But my point is, like, they're a novelty. Things like Janus, things like electric motorcycle, they're novelties. Yeah, cool, great, you made it. They can't be the norm. They won't make sense.
Yeah. Well, you can say that about the slingshot too, you know.
What do you mean, the slingshot?
It's a novelty. The three-wheeled
Slingshot.
thing that the slingshot, the three-wheeled thing that from made
Yeah.
by Polaris. They look like a car. They think they're a motorcycle. You drive them. You sit side by side.
Yeah.
You know, there's not much practicality to them.
Well, yeah, but you could travel in it if you wanted to. Because what do
Yeah.
they use for an engine? Like, it's like a four-cylinder of some sort, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. That one guy we know hangs out at Hammy's has got not he
I
has
think
a
it's a Hayabusa motor, ain't it?
he's got a slingshot. Then the other one he has that Hayabusa motor. He bought that in California and drove it back.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Is it practical?
probably not.
Not really. I mean, what are you gonna do? You gonna go to the grocery store and get your fucking groceries with that? No.
Hey man, I'm not saying Janus Motorcycles is the answer to an up and
Yeah,
coming.
no, I'm just being a dick.
I know you are. You know that's just how it is, man. I think it'd be cool to get like a long trench coat and a leather cap with the goggles on it. You know, the old timey gloves with the gauntlets on it. You know, and ride that sucker through Sturgis. You know.
We're going to the speakeasy. Come on, boys. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you got to show some style, brother. You got to show some class, man.
Hey, man, the future's the past. I get it.
Yeah.
We'll all grow those big old handlebar mustaches, put wax in them, be fun.
Oh, you can just be like Poon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never understood that whole thing. Yeah.
Come on, boys. We're going to the water fountain or soda fountain or whatever.
The soda fountain. Yeah.
Soda fountain.
Oh, my God. My God.
Damn. So let's talk about Russia and Ukraine. No, I'm kidding.
Well, getting back to the whole electric vehicle thing. Look at France. Now, France bought all these for the country, all these little disposable. Well, they found out they were disposable electric vehicles, right? All the state-owned vehicles.
Yeah.
Employees, all that. And they found out that when the batteries wear down, and they do break down, as batteries do, we all know
every
that.
battery does.
Every rechargeable battery I've ever had has deteriorated, some quite rapidly. And they figured out.
Yeah, nothing lasts forever.
Nope. And they figured out that it was cheaper to ditch that vehicle and buy a new one than it was to replace the battery in it.
Yeah.
Less money. And so now they've got landfills with them, thousands upon thousands of them sitting there.
And how's that environmentally doing for the let's say the earth that they're trying to put these things that they've made that may or may not be a little toxic? How's that doing?
I don't know, man. Mother Earth, she don't give a two shits about us.
We're on a spinning rock floating through space.
We're like atoms on the backs of fleas and the dog. Yep. Every now and then Mother Earth just gives a little and shakes us all off. I mean, Banda Aceh, 2004 in Banda Aceh in Thailand, they had that big tsunami, wiped out 250,000 people. Well, it turns out that they had a real hard time feeding all those people in that little peninsula there. So Mother Nature said, problem solved. Twitch here, a little twitch there, a little give here, and the big wave, boom, wipe out the area. Guess what? Hey, you can all feed yourselves again.
Well, George Carlin said it best. Earth ain't going anywhere. We are.
Yeah. We are. So
gonna keep on spinning, man.
Yeah.
Pops died almost a year ago, so I don't have any fudge. So I guess I don't have any more to talk about on that. But yeah, man, I mean, we worry about the wrong shit, man. It's about having fun and trying to fucking live a halfway decent life, And
yeah,
I know people are like, oh, don't beat up on Harley. They're just trying to do their thing. And they're not going to quit making, combustion engines. In fact, the Milwaukee 8 is the greatest motor that was ever produced and all this shit. I don't care. Because in the real world that I live in, I know I can get a deal on a secondhand bike from some fucking guy that was trying to relive a rebel youth that he never fucking had. So I'm going to make a fucking hell of a bargain on it because, well, I mean, there's a billion fucking bikes out there.
$6,000 buys you an awful lot of used motorcycle these days.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to have just as much fun on a 2018 as I am a 2023. I guarantee it. My fun factor is not going to go down because my bike is 5 years older or 10 years older. It's not. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Have a good fucking time. Be a real fucking person. Shit like that.
Yeah, being a real person. Yeah.
We haven't done a video in a while. We haven't done a podcast in a while. And I know people are like, oh, you guys don't give a shit. Like, here's the thing. Like, this isn't our life. I'm not Joe Rogan and you're not, Tim Ferriss or whatever other popular podcast out there. Like, we live lives outside of this universe, right? We live full lives, right? I mean, they're busy, I mean, granted, you're retired, living the sunny life in Florida, hanging out with Meg and her motorcycle journey and looking at Meg and her motorcycle journey.
God damn that ass, Jesus. Anyway.
All right, I lost my train of thought.
Was that out loud? Meg. Yeah.
Oh, let's just have a moment of silence real quick for that.
And a golf clap. A golf clap.
Fucking, what is it, cameraman? What the fuck you call that guy?
Cameraman, yeah.
Fucking cameraman, you lucky son of a bitch.
They were just in Costa Rica.
Dude, she's everywhere, dude. They were out riding fucking dirt bikes in California this past year.
Yeah. They were down in Costa Rica doing those like the Pan American bikes there. Test trialing them and shit. Yeah, hey, it'd be nice to be able to do that, wouldn't it? I mean, and I understand.
Well, she's earned it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
she's earned it. She's
worked it. She's put the time in it.
She's put the work in to stay that fit. Whenever you see somebody with like a really nice body, that's not by accident.
No.
That's hard work. That's waking up early to go to the gym. That's eating shit you don't want to eat to look the way you want to look. A lot of people forget that. That's work. That's effort. I mean, and she built this YouTube channel up and she's able to now go to exotic places, but that's hard work, man. Look at this bullshit we do. It's hard fucking work. And that's what I was trying to get at. Like, why do we not put out videos regularly? Well, I don't know, because I'm trying to run a fucking motorcycle fucking club and fucking run my everyday life. And there's a shit ton of people that are trying to stop me to do both. So, yeah, I mean, this podcast is not my top priority. It's not
but here's the deal. It's called Biker's Lifestyle.
Exactly.
Right. And, we're not like, what type of bikers would we be and how real would it be to ourselves if we were like these social media whores that were jumping on every opportunity, putting out content. We can't even put it out on the same day. We tried that. We did it for a little bit.
And we're not even as charismatic as, say, Shade Tree Surgeon or something. Like that guy just throws his fucking GoPro on. He's, I'm going to the post office. He's fucking bebopping around and making jokes and shit.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do, man? Oh, well, it's fucking, well, hold on. It's 12 degrees and snowing outside. Here's me in my truck. I'm going to bebop down to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Who wants to see that shit?
Yeah. Social media influencer. No.
Here I am going to work at a fucking factory and making fucking, oil burner heaters, because I'm a fucking welder, super fun.
It's kind of funny that it's been an experiment. It really has. I mean, this is episode 129 for us right here.
Jesus Christ.
I know. I mean, we've been at this, like we recorded the first ones in October of 2019.
And here's the thing. We'll get messages. I got a message the other day. Hey, why don't you guys have Miho back on? Do you still talk to him? Motherfucker, I was hanging out with him last night.
He's my club brother.
We were hanging out last night. Why don't we have him back on? I don't know, because there's nothing new to report. We're still doing the same shit. I don't know. Who else do they ask about? Do we have Shaggy? Not
Right, not Shaggy
on the
one
soul,
percenter, but the other
Shaggy
Shaggy.
episode 6 type Shaggy.
Yeah, yeah.
I work with the guy. I see him every goddamn day. We hang out. Like, this is just our lives, man. We're just bullshitting. And if
Yeah,
you're
I mean-
watching this, hey, we appreciate it, but I mean, we're nothing special. I mean, this isn't like, look at my amazing life. It's not really that amazing. I mean, fuck. I got a shovel after this.
Just two greasy bikers just talking shit.
Yeah. And we're trying to make it authentic. I'm not, just like we've said before, we're not the authority, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got guys out there trying to be the authority in the motorcycle club scene or whatever. What are they? They're all saying the same thing,
It's a regurgitation. It's very true. It's
Oh, it
very
really
popular right now, though. We could easily be doing it. We could be on the cusp of it.
Oh,
we haven't. We've sat on panels.
Yeah. And every time we sit on a panel, we're the voice of reason.
Mm-hmm. That seems
Why
to be.
is that?
Well, there was that one time you showed up in a balaclava with
Well, I showed up in a ski mask with an AK across my chest.
Yeah. That was a good time. Yeah.
Well, the topic of conversation is, what are you going to do for your motorcycle club if there's an apocalypse? Like, shit hit the fan type situation where, riots and 2020, essentially. What are you going to do?
Meanwhile,
I showed up how I would show up.
I got Club
That's how I
Brothers.
would do it.
Club Brothers texting me, "Hey man, I just happened to jump on the clubhouse cameras, and I'm really worried about Dirty right now because they see you in the clubhouse cameras because we've got them on our."
Worried about Dirty right now.
Yeah, well, but they see you dressed up like that with the, when we did that show, the couple of different times that you did it, and I was just dying laughing, going, "No, man, it's for the internet. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine."
Well, look, I mean, at the end of the goddamn day, we did that whole like one of my favorite compliments we ever got was from the guy, the save your ass guy, the sticker guy.
Oh yeah.
The guy who does, medical training and whatnot.
Yeah, Blair Dell.
Accident. Blair Dell. Fuck. Can't believe I spaced out his fucking name.
Right.
Blair Dell. You know what he said to me? He said, I saw your conceal carry episode or whatever. He's like, I couldn't agree more. He's like, fucking A, it's about time somebody said it. And I'm like, yeah, man. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. These guys, I'm a big tough biker and I'm going to carry a gun on my horn on my Harley. Well, where's the tactical advantage of that?
Yeah.
Because unless you're on your bike, you're now just leaving a gun on your bike. Anybody can grab it. You can't get to it if you're not near your motorcycle. So what's the point, dude?
Yeah. Other than to look cool.
To look cool, to look like a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we all want to look cool. It's important to look cool when you're riding your motorcycle, right? That's why we all have big fancy rings and fucking t-shirts with skulls and fire and middle fingers and all that shit. I get it. But at the end of the day, if you're going to have something that's going to save your life, yeah, it's more about being prepared and being smart about it than it is looking cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
well, that's just
went off on a tangent there. I don't know.
We did. That's just you were
it's
talking.
Saturday morning. I just got up like an hour and a half ago. I don't know what the fuck is going on yet.
We were talking about our lack of consistency with this podcast.
Well, yeah, because we're busy. Okay. So I had, I'm not going to talk about that. I'll talk about this. I had to pick a girl up from the bar that got roofied last night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's who I am. I am at I am always at somebody's beck and call. Meaning when the shit hits the fan, they call me. Because, well, that's the position I'm in. Hey, so and so fucked up, can't walk, can't talk. Can you do something? Yep, on my way.
Oh yeah, we've had bars approach the club. We want you to do security for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you watch my bar for me?
Yeah, yeah.
We'd love to pay you, but we're not going to.
Well, we're not going to. Yeah, you're going to let me drink for free? No. Okay, get out of here.
No, you're going to do it because you like us. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, because that's my entire life. I just do things for no reason. Like, oh, hey, that's a good person. I think I'll spend 6 hours at their establishment to make sure nothing bad happens because, well, good nature. Just big
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah, we used to do security for the one bar there, and has all the bands and stuff come through.
Yeah. Yeah, we would do security and they would say, hey, you can come in for free. And we'll pay you like $50 a night. $50 for 6 hours of my life. That's
Yeah,
barely minimum wage.
yeah.
And I gotta hit somebody. Come on.
to deal with some of those assholes in there.
Yep. Fuck.
Yeah, I know. Oh well.
Anyways.
Oh well. We got next show. We're gonna have some guests
Yeah. We're gonna be talking to some people about some things and
about some things that they're actually responding to one of our episodes where we talked about some stuff, and
it turned out those people do exist. So
they do exist. We're gonna find out. Yeah, we probably should get a couple more people back here. I know Kurt and Lee Haygood there are from the West Coast Florida Riders.
Oh yeah.
Which I gotta say, man, you remember the last time we talked with them? They were pretty big. They're even bigger now. This group of people makes shit happen probably 40 of the 52 weekends out of the year.
You don't think it's the biker lifestyle bump?
Oh, I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
I'm sure they probably got two or three extra people in on that.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. But it's amazing. It's just amazing to me what they're able to do. The numbers they pull, the amount of people that still are interested but it's all done through a social media level. So it's kind of intriguing. Makes you wonder, is that the new norm,
Absolutely is. We've talked about it extensively. I mean, social media is mainstream media.
Yeah.
There are more people that watch, say, Joe Rogan or whoever. There's channels on YouTube that get, I don't know, 18 million fucking views when they put out a video. Yeah. Do you know how much The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, NBC, do you know how many views that show gets a night? Less than a million.
Less than a million.
Less than a million.
Wow.
So think about that.
Makes me feel good about our 15.
Changing lives, one person at a time.
Well, hey, it's a slow race. Slow and steady wins the race sometimes. But
well, we had that kid the other year, fucking stumbled on our shit and just started building his bike. And he's like, it's because of you guys. I was listening. I didn't know what to do. And I was feeling insecure about my bike because it was like a Honda or something. And he's like, I was like, fuck it, man. I just started doing it and I'm having time of my life. I'm like, well, yeah, dude, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, is that right? Started working with his dad and stuff on it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, fuck all these fucking assholes talking about club. Clubs, yeah. Unless you're in a
protocol
club,
stuff.
Who gives a shit? Nobody cares.
It only matters to the club guys.
Exactly. And you don't have to ride a Harley to be a air quotes biker. You can ride whatever the fuck you want. If it's got two wheels and a fucking engine, you're doing it. Do that. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You want to ride highways, pound fucking pavement, fucking go from state to state to bar to strip club to strip club, go ahead and do it. Now, if you want to fucking take that bike, point it towards the woods and go off-roading, same thing. Same thing in a different way.
If you want to put your bike on a trailer and drive it somewhere use that as your base, and then go all over the place in the area where you drove to. More power to you.
Exactly. We have a
Yeah.
trip planned to Sturgis. I'm trailering my bike. Why am I trailering my bike? Because I'm trailering it in something I plan on living in for the next fucking week and a half. Could I afford to get a hotel in Sturgis area? No.
For that week? Ooh.
No, you're talking about thousands of dollars. I'm a poor white boy. I can't do that. Okay. Now, could I get a tent and roll it up, put it on the back of the bike? Sure could. Am I 44 years old and I don't sleep on the fucking ground anymore? Yeah, that's 100% true. I'm an old guy. I'm not in my 20s. I'm not going to try to relive somebody's youth from the 70s. Great. You slept on the ground underneath your bike. That's the true biker way. Motherfucker, I've got steel in my body. I can't do that. Otherwise, I can't do walking.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
went. I rode it 1,000 miles on one way on a hardtail, and then slept on the ground between with a tarp drawn over my bike on the ground. And I slept.
That's right. Sonny Barger bought me a beer, and we fucking had a fantastic time.
That's right.
I was smoking dope with fucking Hunter Hearst Helms, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, great.
Yeah.
We can't do that in 2023, so I'm not going to try.
Well,
I'm going to load my shit up on a trailer. I'm going to haul it to fucking Sturgis. I'm going to make camp. I'm going to have a grill. I'm going to fucking ride all over fucking hell in Sturgis area to South Dakota. I'm going to go see shit that I have never seen before. Your Badlands, your Deadwoods, your whatever. I'm going to catch a buzz. I'm going to cook some fucking meat. I'm going to have a good goddamn time. And if I didn't do it right and you have a problem with the way I did it, well, I don't give a fuck. Because were you there? You know what I mean?
The Badlands are the shit, man.
Yeah, we're gonna check all that out.
I have been in the Badlands. That is so cool. The thing about the Badlands, man, the thing about the Badlands is you look at it and you're like, wow, this is so barren, right? It's just rock and just so barren, and there's no life out here. And then you get up close and you start looking down on the little areas of the rocks and all the different areas in the Badlands, and there's a whole thriving world of life. Little it'd be rodents and stuff, and birds and stuff, and bugs and everything, snakes and everything moving all over.
Is this a segue to talk about your little lizard friend?
My
that was on your
lizard
bike?
friend. Yeah, well, it would be a good segue.
We're not talking about a penis either, ladies. Calm down. It was actually a little lizard that was on his motorcycles.
Yeah. I went over to Harbor Freight yesterday and left. When I left Harbor Freight, I'm sitting in traffic and I have to look down at my gauges, and yeah, there was a lizard hanging out. He was holding on to my cane. I walk with a cane. It breaks down to pieces, and I lay it across the front, and then bungee cord it. And yeah, there he was, man. And I swear, the first time I saw him when he was there, we're going along, and he looked up at me like, dude, that little sucker hung out, man. I actually stopped, took a picture of him, went into the store, came out, and got back on the bike, and he rode with me all the way home. So that's pretty happening, little lizard, man.
Everybody needs a friend.
Fucking Florida, man. I love Florida. What the fuck?
Little dinosaurs, big dinosaurs, all sorts of dinosaurs down there.
Well, we talked last week, right? So you're like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I just got done watching a mother turtle, lay eggs in the backyard.
Nature.
Big friggin', Florida leatherback turtle,
Yep.
Yeah, nature, watching birds pick snakes up out of the water and eat them. I kind of dig it down here. I do.
No, it's awesome.
Just not awesome in July and August. It's not awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like a sweatshop, but
it can be that way up in Wisconsin too, though.
Oh yeah. Though, like I said, it's like, I don't know, 17 now and snowing and all sorts of shit. And
yeah. Well, it's not the warmest out today.
No, is it a blistery 68 or something?
It's 71.
Oh, jeez.
But it's overcast. The sun's not out. So.
Oh, fuck. Do you have canned goods to survive this overcast?
We're okay. We went to the store and got bread too. Yeah.
Good. You got to be prepared.
Yeah. You must be prepared.
Uh-huh.
Looking forward next week, Wednesday, going down to the Keys.
Oh.
Yep.
What's going on in the Keys?
My wife's sister lives down there. Donna's sister lives down there.
Heard there's
Sure.
a big gay community down there. Is that true?
Oh, it's all the way down in Key West. It's a big gay community down there.
Ah,
But no, Sue, her sister Sue, and Billy is a professional glass blower. Yes, he blows glass and makes like all the touristy stuff. He's made period pieces for the Smithsonian Institute. He worked for Disney for a while. He's been blowing glass for probably 40 years. But they live down there like near Marathon Key and stuff. So I've never been down there, man. I've just always marveled at the place because it looks like just this tiny, it looks like a roadway, you know, with some houses scattered along it as you go along. We'll see. Should be interesting.
we got single digits for highs next week.
I'll be going through Alligator Alley. I've often wanted to do that too. So,
Wonderful.
you know, I'm retired. What are you gonna do?
Wonderful.
You know, you can hate me for it, or you can just work towards it too. You know.
I hear you. Like I said, but somebody's walking up to the door, so we should probably shut this down.
Oh yeah. Well, you got things to do tonight anyway. So.
Yep.
And then we'll get that recording in Tuesday.
Yep.
Tuesday. Right. And yeah, we'll do all that. We'll get all that stuff done. Yeah. And what we talked about, yeah, what he said.
Yep. So. Dangerous part, motorcycle nuts.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. Later. Oh, hey, Mongo, brother Mongo.
Hey, brother. Episode whatever.
Yeah. Well, he was in 2 or 3, man. So
I don't fucking.
Always talking about strip clubs for some reason. The guy's got a problem.
Bangkok.
Yeah. He
lady
bangs.
Boys. He loves them lady boys.
I heard that.
Loves them.
I heard that.
Can't get enough lady boys.
Oh, likes the tuck jobs. Later.
No, everybody has to have a hobby.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, we ain't judging.
Trans women are real women. Mio taught us that.
Yes, he did. Later. Yeah. Later.